Hello, welcome to my first fringe tutorial. So I believe that there's a fringe out there that suits everybody, whether it's a side swept fringe, a blunt straight fringe, or a softened chipped into rounded fringe. So I would say that if you have got a very square jawline, you want to soften it. So have a swept fringe to the side, or have a fringe that's feathered at the bottom. Or rounded. And if you've got a round face, you want to elongate your face by having a long swept across fringe that blends into your hair. There are lots of benefits to having a fringe, and this can be that if you've got very thick hair, it's obviously taking some of the weight out of your hair because at the front your hair is obviously going to be shorter, so that can be a benefit. It also hides wrinkles, so it can make you feel more youthful. And it also is just a bit more of a statement. So it can be a really good change. And now I think is the time that if you want to try something, it's time to do it. Because we may be in lockdown for many weeks to come and you can soon grow out a fringe and it can grow out really nicely. So yeah, so I'm gonna cut my own fringe just to show you how I would do it. I have a rounded long fringe because I've got a long face. So by having a rounded fringe, it shortens my face and it also softens it because a long face can look quite hard sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by just tying my hair back out the way so you can see. I've already sectioned my fringe because I know where my fringe goes. So what I'll say though, if you've never cut a fringe in before, start from the center. So divide your hair down the middle like this. Take a very, very fine section to start with. Doesn't matter how thin it is, but this will help you manage cutting your hair. I'm going to clip these sections out the way. And the same on this side, like this. So I've got this very fine bit of hair at the moment, like this. And just bring this down. Now you want to keep the fringe as close to your forehead as possible. If you cut it out like this, what you'll find is that it will jump up. So keep your fringe down. I also have a cow's lick in my fringe, so I always cut fringes dry because then you can see what your hair type is going to do and then you can cut it to the right length. And always be cautious with fringes, you can always make it shorter. Now I'm going to just cut the first section in the middle. So I like my fringe below my eyebrows, but because I've got some tension, just a little bit of tension, I'm going to cut it way below my eyebrows. So I'm just going to cut it across like this to start with. I've got to look at it. There we go, like that. So that's the first section. Then you're going to move back, maybe do 1/2 centimetre as we go. Coming across like this. Now your fringe should finish, when you finish sectioning it, coming to the top of the outside of your eyebrows. So your eyebrows, mine are here. So if I go straight up like that, that is where I'll stop sectioning my fringe. That will be the size of the fringe that I think suits your face shape. So I'm going to bring this down. I'm just going to trim the ends to meet the first section that I cut, like that. I'm tilting it, my fingers are angled slightly, keeping it close to my forehead, like that. That's to give the slightly rounded shape. Now it's a really good idea, when your fringe starts to grow and it starts to get into your eyes, what you can do if you like a rounded fringe, which is the shape that I've got here, is only cut the hair in the middle. So just trim that hair in the center. I've just grabbed the big section of it in the middle like that. I cut that to the length that I want it to be, and often I just leave the hair at the sides and I let it keep growing because that does grow out kind of, it's a little bit more 70s, but it just keeps growing out like that. But if you feel like those bits get too long as well, just take them down the side like that, angle your fingers and cut any hair that you can see there, like that. Like that. So that's your rounded fringe. If you like your fringe to look softer, you keep your fringe close to your forehead again. Don't pull it right out here at all. Pull it down like this. And just with the ends of the scissors, just cut into it like this. That will give you the feathered look. And stop it looking too blunt on the ends. But another thing you can do is if you pull your fringe straight up like this, you can take the very top section of the hair that you see there across. I'm not going to do it, but that will then give you a more rounded look like this. And it will be more rounded like that coming in. But I like mine heavier at the bottom. So that's how I cut a rounded fringe. Another alternative that you can do if your fringe is getting too long and you don't want to cut it because you're too scared, is get a nice round brush and get the hair dryer on hot and dry your fringe round the brush like this. You'll get a really nice rounded lift shape, and as it comes down it will just elevate it like that. So that just gives you a little bit more height. You can also part it in the middle and start to wear it to the sides, or sweep it across. So if there are any other types of fringes that you think you'd like to try, just message me and I'll do a tutorial on those styles. Thank you. If you have any questions at all about cutting your own fringe, please message me and I'll be happy to help.